I always knew that I wanted to work in public service growing up and serve the community, but I didn't always know I wanted to be a lawyer. So I originally wanted to become a police officer. I was living in New York City. I took the NYPD police exam, the New York State Troopers police exam, and the New York State Transit Authority exam. I passed all of them, but there was a 2 to 3 year wait list for the hiring process. So I was finishing my undergraduate degree in criminal justice. I had a professor who pulled me aside and seriously recommended that I consider law school. I had never considered that before, so I got a job as a paralegal at the New York City Law Department. I studied for the LSAT, took the LSAT, and ended up at University of Akron School of Law. During my time at Akron, I interned at 2 separate prosecutors' offices. I was up at Cuyahoga County for a couple semesters, and then I was also at the City of Akron prosecutor's office for about 1.5 years or so. And working in those offices, I just knew that this was where I belonged and this was the type of work I was passionate about, and it was, that was it from there. I'd say the best part about being a prosecutor is with each case I get, I know that I have an impact on all sorts of different people, whether it be the victim, victims' families, society, the defendant, or even the defendant's family. And I think that having that responsibility, I take that very seriously, and I also always try my best to have a positive impact on as many people as I can throughout this process. The most difficult thing about being a prosecutor is when I have to tell a victim that we didn't get the outcome they were hoping for. When a victim is disappointed or upset, I feel those feelings with them, and I do my best to kind of explain the process, what happened, what went wrong, and then answer any questions I can about the next steps moving forward, or what they can expect if the defendant's on probation or maybe in some sort of treatment. I think the types of cases that have had the biggest impact are probably the sexual assault cases. I worked as an intern in Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office with their sexual assault kit task force up there. Mm-hmm. So, we had to deal with the victims and just seeing the trauma they went through and just having to live with that every day. And even when the defendant is convicted and sent to prison, just knowing that they'll have to carry that trauma with them every day, and also it will affect every decision they make. I've had victims discuss just getting on the bus and having to think a little bit differently about public transportation and how they go about their daily life. I think the biggest misconception is that we are all about convictions, and that's all we care about. I would say that every time I get a case assigned to me, I take a look, what happened, why did it happen, who did it impact, and maybe what's the best course of action moving forward. And that's not always prison. Sometimes it's substance abuse treatment, sometimes it's mental health treatment, sometimes it's anger management, or even a combination of everything. So just trying to figure out, we don't want this to happen again, so how do we put the defendant in a better position to not do that again? Why did it happen to begin with? And also making sure the defendant takes responsibility for their actions at the same time.